researchers who were curious about investigating the association between depleted uranium and congenital birth defects in Fallujah. This team of researchers took a cohort of 25 mothers in Fallujah who had given birth to children with congenital birth defects and tested the hair for the presence of uranium. They also tested soil and water from Fallujah for uranium and other heavy metals. They found elevated concentrations of uranium in the mother's hair, as well as in soil and water. However, the isotopic signature of the uranium was not depleted uranium, but enriched uranium. Follow the deployment of a uranium-based weapon or weapons of some unknown type.
I think Professor Yusra Abushadi would like to make a comment as well.
Actually, you asked a very interesting question, and as a witness to what happened in Iraq, I can state my statement, actually, because I was an inspector, belonged to the IAEA, and I did many inspections in Iraq. I did one private visit to a shelter called the الاميريكيه shelter in Baghdad. That shelter was bombarded by 2 American bombs. The first one was a uranium bomb. Irrespective, depleted or natural or enriched, it is the same. It's not meant for a nuclear, it's meant for the heavyweight, the density of the material. You know, the uranium is the heaviest density in nature. And it was used by some countries, particularly US is very well advanced in using depleted uranium or uranium, in mostly depleted uranium because they have a lot of enrichment facility. Uranium has no use, and they are using actually depleted uranium. So what I saw myself, really, what happened in this shelter, the first ones, they used the depleted uranium because it's a very high dense, so it had a very strong penetration, and it went into about 4 floors underground, and followed immediately by a second one with explosive. And the second one, when it was exploded in this shelter, the people, which were actually people, all women and the children and young people and etc., they thought actually Saddam was somewhere there, really. And the water, underground water, came and boiled. I saw myself with my eyes, really, parts of the human being, especially this part of the fingers here, were on the wall, and I saw a lady, sorry, it's not, I don't want to be so much dramatic, but a lady lost her husband and 5 children in that shelter. She was the one who stays there as the guide to tell the story to all people visiting it.
Professor Abushadi, sorry, I'm terribly sorry to interrupt you. This is really important, but I think perhaps we can maybe continue the discussion. If you would like to make a final remark or
let me conclude. Okay, this one is just a witness, but what I'm saying really that this type of bomb had been used in your country here. I don't know if you are Lebanese or not. In the south of Lebanon, these are used in Gaza when actually Israel started to try to get deep into these tunnels, especially between Gaza and Egypt. And it was used in Syria when they claimed really they bombarded a nuclear reactor in Syria. And then the IAEA said we found uranium in this site of Al-Kibar. So it has a history in the Middle East. Unfortunately, is a bad history. Sorry to tell you that, but your question really raised all my memory.
Thank you very much, Professor.